voting on the executive session minutes because I do not have them.
You weren't there for the vote there.
Right.
Right. All right. Very good. So we'll separate, the chair will separate the votes. So on the regular, June 4th regular, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval of the June 4th, 2001 regular session, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Unanimous. On the executive session, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed?
Abstain.
One abstention. 4 in favor, no objections, 1 abstention. Mr. Rowe abstaining. Correspondence. Members have received the listing of correspondence. If there's anything you'd like to see, I'll be happy to share with you now, or if you'd like a copy of something,
Just miss number 2. If it's lengthy, I'll get it.
Number 2, which is
This is to do with the bicycle.
somewhat, couple pages. If you'd like a copy of any of the correspondence, just circle your name and number and give it to Linda. She will be happy to get a copy for you. Yes, Mr. Rowe.
On number 9, the maritime
Yep.
project list of affected landowners, is that all affected or is that just not running?
Mr. Younger can bring us up to date on that. I know he's had conversation with them. Mr. Younger?
I was going to bring up to my report, but this is more fine right now. We received correspondence regarding all affected landowners throughout the area, Middleton, North Reading, Peabody, and I contacted Maritime regarding that, and they stated that variation 2A is still on track. That's the small piece of Middleton instead of going through the Forest Street area, but they have to notify the communities of all the abutters of all the different variations that were possibly being considered. And I checked with John Bonsall, their attorney, and variation 2A is still on track.
But I mean, can we get a list of just the North Reading people that are affected?
I'd be more than happy to share a listing of all North Reading.
We have that. We had that from previous meetings too. Sure.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. If you'd like a copy, I'd be more than happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay,
to...
sure.
Just the affected residents are not.
Right, not all
Once
of
we're
it.
notified.
Right.
Sure.
Anything else in relation to correspondence? Next 2 items are scheduled items and advertised in the newspaper for specific times. The Route 62 order of takings at 7:40, and then meet with our outside auditors, Mr. Hingston at 8 o'clock. So we'll move to, and also the next one, 8:30, vote to sell a piece of town-owned land. So what we'll do is we'll move down to item number 7, signed bond anticipation notes. How many do we have? This should take us. Do you have anything, John?
Yeah, it's just one. That's just one.
Oh, just one. Oh, okay, that's easy then. I mean, sometimes it's.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get right as. Okay.
I believe it's just one.
All right. Entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Murphy.
I move to approve the sale of $1,793,000 even in a bond anticipation note at 2.74% dated June 26, 2001 and due June 26, 2002 to Fleet Bank at par.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Mr. Younger, you want to?
These are the various projects that have been approved at town meeting. We went out to bid, we received 4 bids for the bonds. The lowest was Fleet Bank at 2.74%. We also received them from Citizens Bank, Eastern Bank, and TG Securities, all in excess of 3%.
The rates. We need to borrow some more. Cheap. Any further discussion on the motion before us? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, unanimous. Okay, reappointments, which is agenda item number 8. Town council. Entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to reappoint Copman and Page, PC, as legal counsel for the town of North Reading through June 30th, 2002.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion duly made and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Rowe.
As I mentioned a year ago and the year before that, I'd like to have the town looking into other proposals from other firms. I think that this is just a rubber stamp, and I think for the benefit of the town, we should be looking around and should be at least getting some quotes from some other firms.
If you recall, last December, I think it was, Mr. Younger, we had the administration do a survey of fees and hourly rates, and I think the results of that showed that Copeland and Page were within the marketplace as far as the rates that they charge, not at the top nor at the bottom. Personally, I think they've served the community well. They're a very diverse law firm, a number of attorneys on staff with several fields of expertise, and I think the town has been well served, so I have no problem supporting the reappointment of Copeland and Page at this stage of the game. However, that being said, I don't necessarily disagree that we should go to shop this once in a while, and just to make sure that we did last December, for the benefit of the new members, go out and the administration did go out and survey many area communities to see what the rates were, to see if anything was out of line, and it certainly wasn't. On the motion, yeah.
Well, my thing was before, I'd like to contact some firms and have them send us proposals. I mean, I don't want a survey. I want, I'd like to contact other firms and say, this is the town, this is our legal bills, this is what we need, this is what we do, what can you do for us? Get some competition in here. Maybe this is the best deal, I don't know. But I'd like to see some proposals put out, and I'd like to see some information, if in fact anybody's interested, to see some proposals come back. And I know it's always a bad time, but I believe that the intent a long time ago was to do this. We haven't done it. I'd like to see it done.
Well, again, you did suggest it last year, but apparently the majority of the board didn't choose to do so at that particular time. Whatever the wishes of the board at any given time, it's fully within our purview to do so. Any other discussion on the motion before us? Mr. Murphy?
Yeah, I had asked this question because I knew we would be making this appointment, and I did take a look at the survey. And I think that's an issue. If that's something that we want to pursue as a board, and as we go through the budget process, that's the time to raise it, and that's the time to go out and take a hard look, if that's what we choose to do.
Okay, any further discussion on the motion before us? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Unanimous. Appoint town treasurer.
Mr. Chairman, I move to reappoint Josephine M. Doherty as town treasurer through June 30, 2002.
Second.
Motion duly made and seconded. Any discussion? It's nice that Mrs. Doherty is willing to continue to serve in that capacity. I don't know how many years it's been now. I mean, she has in excess of 40 years of service to the town.
A few.
It's been a few.
Yeah.
So we appreciate Josephine's efforts, and I don't want to be presumptuous, but my guess is that she'll probably be reappointed this evening. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Unanimous. Let's set the bond amount for treasurer collector since we're Mrs. Doherty.
Mr.
Oops.
Doherty's outside.
Mrs. Doherty's outside? Well, have her come in. Josephine, come in.
Yes, ma'am. I have seats in the private box.
Josephine, I just want to let you know it was a landslide. You were reappointed unanimously. Yeah, we already did that.
It was close.
Yeah, it was a landslide. And now we want to know how come your bond is so high. Yeah, I know. It's the duties here. All right. Motion to set the sum of the bond for the tax collector. Mr. Murphy.
Mr. Chairman, I move to set the sum of the bond for tax collector Josephine M. Doherty at $124,000 even.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion duly made and seconded. Mr.
Where did that figure come from with that?
It's set by bond counsel by the insurance company, I believe, depending upon what the exposure is, and they have some formula that they
It's set by the insurance
set by
company?
insurance agents, insurance companies, based upon, I believe.
In conjunction with the director of accounts.
So we're basically told what we have to carry.
That's what
Right.
that's my question. I mean, do we have any options in this?
Not to bond, yeah, yes. It should not be it out, actually. I think we have to do it. So. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Unanimous. All right. It being 7:40. Yes, I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Early, we have to do these sum for the treasurer also. we did the
Oh, I'm
tax
sorry.
collector.
I'm sorry. Okay. Right.
Mr. Chairman, I move to set the sum of the bond for treasurer Josephine M. Doherty at $126,000 even.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Mr. Rowe.
Why is 1/124 and 1/126? Is that the same thing that they tell us what it'll be and that's it?
Apparently. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Unanimous. It being past 7:40. Next order of business is to discuss the Route 62 order of takings. And I believe we have Mr. Hanlon here, and Mr. Sorrigan, and get the other gentleman's name. Mr. Erickson. Mr. Erickson, consulting firm. And what I want to do at this particular point, looking through the list of abutters and takings, I have a family member who is, or may be affected by it, so therefore I will be abstaining from the discussion and the vote, and I will turn it to the vice chair to run this portion of the meeting.
Thank you,
Mr. Vino.
Mr. Hanlon.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Just as an overview of the project, again, with Mike is Chris Erickson with Highway Traffic Signal Design, HTSD. They've been our transportation and traffic consultants since the inception of the project. This is what they call an ICE-T grant. It's a competitive grant. ICE-T stands for Intermodal Surface Transportation Efficiency Acts of 1990. Federal dollars, the old public works programs, if you will, with a different acronym, provided this money through the state and regional planning agencies for local communities to compete for projects. In '94, the chairman of the Board of Selectmen, Rosalie Senior, applied on behalf of the town, and it was approved in June of '94. So, as you can see, it's been 7 years on the table, and we have an add date this year to put this project forward. Why does it take so long? Just to give you an example, North and Main was a high hazard intersection, and they told the Mass Highway, the department said that if we, in order to fast track that project, if we paid for 100% of the engineering, they would turn that around ASAP, fast track it, and it took 4.5 years for that project to turn around. So in retrospect, of a $750,000 project to a $5.5 million project, 7 years, I guess, isn't bad, but really what's made the timelines expand is the lack of dollars. Since these programs have come out, we've had a shrinking of our allotment from the feds, and the big dig is the priority. It is going to go forward, and so those monies are poured into Boston to make that project happen. So those of us that have old applications, if you will, have stayed the course, have complied with all their conditions